if you have one of these, a 99 to 04 F350 diesel, then you're going to want one of these, an 05 to 07 6.0 transmission cooler. Stay tuned, and we're going to put that into there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jamie with Formidable Fabrications, and today we're going to change it up, do something a little different. This is my 2000 F350, 7.3 liter diesel with the automatic transmission. And this is the trans cooler out of a newer 6.0 diesel. So this trans cooler is a direct transplant into this truck. So today we are going to take this trans cooler right there, we're going to pop that out, and we're going to slide the other one in there. So these are a direct replacement, meaning that the bolts and everything line up, and the only difference is that we need a hose, a different size hose, which I have here, and these special adapters. Okay, so in order to do this swap successfully, we need a few things. We need larger hose than what's on the truck. So this is easy. I think this is a 5/8 hose, and what's on the truck is a 1/2, or it could be 1/2 hose here and 3/8 on the truck. Either way, we need these adapters. I'll put a link to all this stuff below. These are stainless steel 3/8 to 1/2, I'm pretty sure, adapters. Reason why is this trans cooler has larger input and output than the current truck has. What we need to do is when we put this one in, we just need the adapters to put the hoses and get all the fittings to connect properly. So under here is the mounting bolts for the transmission cooler. There's one here, there's one here, and this is your power steering cooler. So this has to come out. We just got to take these two bolts out and just let it drop down, and then we'll have access to this. But ideally this should give us a lot more cooling power. This one is, it's like 8 rows, and this one over here is like 31 rows. So everything I've seen online shows at least a 20 to 30 degree temperature drop under severe conditions. So I've already took and undid some of the bolts on the underside. So I got them loose so it wouldn't take so much to undo them. So let's take this one off. Take these two, get the power steering cooler out of the way. Put that out of the way, that gives us access to the cooler. These are 10mm bolts, and the ones further up will be 9mm. All right, so the bolts up here are, if you can see them, you can't really see them. So to get an idea where they are, there's the trans cooler, and right down there, I'll see if the camera shows it, right down there is a 8mm bolt. There's one there, and if you can see that, you can see that piece of steel right there, that's where the bolt is on that side. So what I'm going to do is, I've been kind of feeling around without having to take the whole bumper off. If you can reach your hand in And right up in here, just reach your hand around the AC condenser, and right in here there's the bolt. I've already managed to loosen it up a little bit. You can kind of see it if you kind of wobble around, but I have my ratchet on 90 degrees, and I stretch my neck in there. I can barely see it go on. All right, that one's out. The trans cooler just fell a little bit on that side, which I might just throw a bolt in here just to keep it from falling completely. I'll put the two bottom ones in just to keep it from falling. So once again, put the ratchet at 90 degrees. I have to set you down for a sec. All right, so I've got it loose. Once I take these bolts out down here, this should fall down. So this, as you can see, just kind of slides down. Well, not really. I think the wires may be or the lines may be holding it up. Yeah, so the lines are on top of this one, and they're really just keeping it from oh. Okay, so there's this rubber piece in here, which is holding this up as well. Okay, so it looks like what we're gonna have to do is slide it one way and pull it down. So slide it. So I slid it this way and pulled straight down, just so those tabs, you can see, so they can get past where they're supposed to go. Okay, so I'm going into this blind. I didn't really know what I was doing or how this was going to turn out. So it looks like you got to take off one of the air compressor brackets, so this metal bar that holds this will come down. So let's take that off real quick. She is tight. All right, so that's loose. That bracket just fell. This comes right out. Now you see the top of the cooler with the fittings on there, and I should be able to just slide this. Should be able to slide it this way. Which there goes. So the only thing left holding it is the actual fittings on there, which as soon as I get a wrench, could take those fittings off, and then this whole thing will come out, and then I just have to mess with the hoses. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the wrenches. Everything else was metric, so I assume this is. So this one's a 16. Oh man, that's tight. Yeah, it's really tight. All right, let me set you down for a sec. Ouch. And we'll put a cup under there to catch all the fluid so we don't waste it all. All right, then up here, same deal. Just got to get this one loosened too. All right, that one broke free. All right, so there's the stock one. Now let's compare it to the new one. Oh. Old one, new one. Now the great thing about this is the holes line up. So put those holes together, which really can't, but and then those line up with each other as well. So this will be a direct bolt in. So let's just go ahead and throw this in. I think it goes this way. Yeah, this one up like that. Crap. That one went like that, so this one has to go like this. Okay. Hopefully this slides in just as easy. All right, let's take a look underneath here real quick. Don't mind that mess. You didn't see anything. All right, so now we have a big opening. Hopefully we can just slide this right up in there. Guess it might be wise to take these hoses out too, just so they don't get in the way. Okay. Okay, so now you can actually see I got to get that bar. Got to get that bar up to there. There's like a piece of rubber down there that's holding me up. So I just have to pull this thing up in the right direction. Try and get these speed nuts lined up. So that should fit right there just like that. Okay, so the other difference too is this is flat and the bottom there has a rubber grommet that's that thick. So probably have to cut this rubber grommet down just to make it fit, because if I take it out it leaves me with a big hole in there. So you kind of almost like need this grommet to take up the space. So I'm thinking about I'll just cut it So I have another bolt that'll fit in there. So this should go. Yeah, what I'll do is let me go through my parts drawer. I'll be right back. Let's see if I can find 2 bolts with this thread size. Okay, in my parts drawer, I managed to find a bolt. So here's the 2. You can see the size difference on them. It's about a 1/2 inch longer. Okay, not gonna lie, that was horrendous. Whew. So the bolt down on that side I couldn't get lined up, so I had to loosen this bolt, and then I had to loosen that one and that one because their fits on there absolutely perfectly tight. So with that said, the transmission cooler is in place, and they do actually line up really well, maybe almost a little too good. So all right, so I have gotten the lines out. So this is the old line, and this is the new line. You can see the difference in sizes. So what we're going to have to do, and that's where these come in. See if I can get a good angle here for you. So what we're going to have to do is essentially take this into here, and then take a piece of this hose and put it onto here. And then what I do is once I get it on there, then I'll cut a small section of it off to slide back over the original. Okay, so I got the pieces and making the parts. So this is the hose clamp I'm using. It's a stainless steel Breeze brand 62010, goes from 9/16 to 1 1/16. They're stainless steel, and they had it's what everyone recommended to use when doing this. So I was able to get this one really nice and tight, which was really surprising. But I do notice they're a lot better build quality than some of the cheaper ones. So that's my recommendation for that, and I can put the link up to that too as well in the section below, and I'll put the link to these. This I just got to remember, I'll put it in there with that. I'm pretty sure it's 5/8, and I'm pretty sure this is 1/2 inch. So it's just a matter of connecting that to that. So I'm just going to cut some good because like the ends of those are all worn out from years of use. You can see it's all gross looking. So I'm going to cut like a good section, maybe about 6 inches out of this one, and a couple inches out of that one, and then feed them through, and then connect them up, and then I got to put that back on. Okay, so one thing I did notice that I need to do is on the side of this, I had to run the hose back through here. I ran it around here and up in. Because if I came down here and went up, it kinked the hose. So I just added a little bit extra and ran it around that. Okay, so we're back under the truck and get the light under here. Okay, so we're under the truck here, and as you can see, everything's hooked up. I put some wire loom on this one line because it was rubbing on this bolt right here and here, and that's about it. This one I put a little piece on because it was rubbing against this thing. So everything's tightened up. And then let's look on the underside. So there's the underside. So I put some wire loom on the one piece because it was rubbing against that heater hose. Everything's tightened up on there. You can see I zip tied that on there, the wire loom on that side, just so it didn't rub on that heater hose. I was able to pull it through, so it's pretty tight, or not tight, but it's kind of like far away from the heater hose. But I'm afraid if, you know, we're driving and it could vibrate its way over and rub against it. And then, let's see if we can go up in here. It's not supposed to be there. So there's the rest of the pieces. I don't think we're gonna have a problem with them rubbing through. It's pretty flat there. I don't see any signs of anything being really in the way. Let's see, where's the other hose? Right here. No, but that's it. That's a wrap. So there is two different style radiator or transmission coolers. If you can't find the 31 row, I think there's like a 26 row as well. And either way, they're going to cool your transmission much better than this stock one. I mean, that stock one is tiny. So let's prop it up against here to give you perspective. That cooler that we put in there was up to here, and it was a little bit wider. So that should give you optimal cooling. What I'll do is in the bottom of the description, I'll put all the parts I used and the links to everything that I can. So it's a fairly simple job. I thought I could honestly get this down from the top. I mean, you're like, man, it's like right there, but I think you would have taken this off, and I probably would have had to take in these off. Might have slid in a little easier, I don't know. But going in from the bottom is what my mechanic told me that when he replaces coolers that he always does. So with that said, it's in there. It's in there nice and tight. The fact that the screws all lined up was phenomenal. That just made the day. I mean, I didn't have to re-drill anything or worry about any of the holes not matching up. So the other thing I didn't film was having to take this rubber boot thing off to look down in there, but I really didn't even need to. So there you go. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll have plenty more videos coming out of other stuff that I'm going to do to this truck, and also have a vintage dune buggy that I'm going to be doing some carb work on. It hasn't run in 2 years, and I ended up getting another motor for it, but the carburetor that I swapped over was still pretty bad. So we'll be working on that probably in the next week or so. There'll be videos of that up there as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, please put a comment below, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.